First Kings chapter 3, starting at verse 16. I still hear my mama's praying. First Kings chapter 3, starting at verse 16. Now 2 women who were harlots, look that word up when you get home, came to the king and stood before them. And one of the women said, "Oh my Lord, this woman and I dwell in the same house." You can imagine what kind of house it was when you find out what harlot means. "And I gave birth while she was in the house. Then it happened 3 days after I had given birth that this woman also gave birth. And we were together. No one was with us in the house, except the 2 of us in the house. And this woman's son died in the night because she laid on him. She arose in the middle of the night and took my son from my side while your maidservant slept, and laid him in her bosom, and laid the dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to nurse my son, there he was, dead. But when I came and examined him in the morning, indeed he was not my son whom I bore." Then the other woman said, "No, but the living one is my son, and the dead one is your son." The first woman said, "No, but the dead one is your son, and the living one is my son." Then they spoke before the king. The king said, "This one say, 'This is my son who lived, and your son is dead, is the dead one.' The others say, 'No, but your son is dead, and my son is the living one.' Then the king said, 'Bring me a sword.' So they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, 'Divide the living child in 2, and give half to one and half to the other one.'" And this is where the sermon is coming from. "Then the woman whose son was living spoke to the king, for she yearned in compassion for her son, and said, 'Oh my Lord, give her the living child, and by no means kill him.' But the other said, 'Let him be neither mine nor yours, but divide him.' So the king answered and said, 'Give the woman the living child, and by no means kill him. She is.'"
All right. Yes, sir. All right now.
"She is."
Yeah.
The mother. This might be a little extended, but since it's y'all obey, you all can bear with me. When I was growing up, I used to hear a song say, "There's a bright side somewhere."
Yes, sir.
And it was talking about a mother who lived in this particular city. And her child had been lied on and said that he was guilty of murder. As the Mighty Clouds went on to say that in the town they had a treaty, an agreement, that if an individual was found guilty of murder, that they would kill him. And the mother heard of this and said, she said, my child is not guilty. Because I raised my child a lot different than what they are saying. It also said that they had a trait, or they had a practice that before they killed a child, or before they killed anybody, that they would have to tone the bell 3 times. And I listened to the song that said that the little old mother heard about it and that she went to her closet. Took out an old coat and put the coat on, and say the bell was in the middle of the city square. And say the old mother, she found her way to that bell. And say she climbed up in that bell. Say the bell had to tone 3 times. Say she climbed up in the bell and she wrapped herself around the tone. And said the order was given, say, ring the bell. And say they pulled, but the bell didn't ring. Say they pulled again, and the bell still didn't ring. Say they pulled the 3rd time and say the bell still didn't ring. And say those in charge say, let the boy go, because he is not guilty. And Joe McGon and them said when the mother heard that they say, let the boy go, say the mother fell out of the bell, down on the ground. And say the boy went over to his mama and knelt down and said, Mama, why did you do it? She said, you were my child. I raised you, and I knew that you weren't guilty because I raised you right. I love you, and she died. Stop by today to tell you, God is in charge. God knows who you are. It bothers me when I'm on the internet, I'm reading the newspaper, and it says, I see where children have mistreated their parents. I sort of can wiggle a little bit with daddy, but I don't give you no hope, and I can't give you no sympathy. If you got a good mom, and you mistreat your mom, are y'all gonna talk back to her? So today we want to talk about a compassionate mother. You hear what I said? A compassionate mother. There's a mother in here today. And when I talk to her about her son, all she tell me, pray for him. That's all. She don't ask me for no money to give him. She say, pray for him. I can remember I was stationed in Fort Stewart, Georgia, and I didn't have no appreciation for money. I got in trouble, and I wrote home. No, I called home, and I asked Mama. I said, Mama, I'm in trouble, and I need you to loan me some money. She said, Boo, all the little money I got is for y'all to bury me with. That's all I got. I don't have no money. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, what's the matter? I said, Mama, I said, I'm in trouble. 3 to 4 days later, I go to the post office and I open my mailbox. It's a letter, and I knew it was from her because I could tell her handwriting. I opened the letter, and there was a check for $7,000.
Yeah.
Mama told me in the letter, she says, if you can, send me all of my money back.
All right.
Because this is all y'all got to bury me with. I took the amount of money that I needed and I sent it back, rest back to Mama. Down through the years, I went back overseas. And I was sending her X number of dollars back a month because I had promised my mama that I was going to pay her back. Pulled the tour overseas when I came home, and my mama wasn't a begging mother. Oh, you got some mothers and some parents, and every month they looking for the child to give them something, or they calling them on the phone begging. But I stand here today to tell you in all of my life, only time my mama ever asked me for anything was 1969 when I was in Vietnam, and mama refrigerator ran out in the house. And she wrote me a letter. I used to send them old $18.50 bonds home. She'd get one every 3 months. And she asked me, she said, boo, she said, I'm in trouble, I need your help. She said, can I cash these bonds to get me a refrigerator? Oh, I wish I had some more that I could have sent her. And I told her, I said, Mama, cash the bonds and get you a refrigerator. My mama wasn't a begging mama. But it's one thing that I can say, she was a mother that disciplined her children. You wasn't going to lay in that bed on no Sunday morning and not go to somebody's church. 9:30, we was on the highway on the road going to somebody's Sunday school. Not only after Sunday school, we went to church. Are y'all ain't with me? My mother was a disciplined nurse. And I thank God as to who she was. If you was assured that God would grant your greatest wish, let me say that again, because see, that jumped over somebody's head. I'm going to ask that question again. If you was assured that God would grant you your greatest wish, what would you ask for? Money, health, or happiness? King Solomon didn't ask for either one of those. Solomon, he asked that God would grant him an understanding heart. Solomon, the son of David and Bathsheba. Solomon was the apple of God's eye like his daddy was. David died, and Solomon inherited the throne. But Solomon was a young boy when he became the king. Solomon was sleeping that night, and the Lord visited him. Now notice now, he didn't send nobody. Look out, Harry, look out. He didn't send nobody to Solomon. The Lord went to Solomon in a dream. And in the dream, he says, ask me for whatever you want. And I'll grant it to you. You know, the question was, if he gave you that opportunity, what would you ask for? A Bentley? a Rolls Royce, a mansion, or so much money in the bank that you couldn't count. But Solomon didn't ask for that. Solomon asked him, he said, I want you just to give me wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so I can govern your people. I wish I had somebody to come back and help me. I want an understanding. He was following the footsteps of a remarkable man. He was young and perceived himself to be inexperienced. That's what's wrong with a lot of us today. Young man started preaching last Saturday and wants to organize a church this Saturday. And what gets me is you got a whole bunch of supposed and they seasoned Christians wants to join that church, and that is called favoritism. The Bible and my training tells me you do not put a novice in leadership position. In other words, a novice don't know anything. I take Little King got baptized Sunday, then I'm going to make him a deacon this Monday. No, it don't work like that. What we are supposed to do, you are supposed to wait until an individual is seasoned. Somebody you can talk to, somebody that you can lead, or somebody that has good leadership ability. He was saddled with the responsibility of leading God's people. Oh my goodness. People who had shown themselves in frequent occasions. Listen to these three words. To be rebellious, stubborn, and hard on their pastor. Let me drop a dime on you. The Bible don't lie. Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm, because you will give an account for it. He had just emerged from a messy fight over who was going to take over the throne. But most of his enemies had been eliminated. I say this all the time, and I say it with a sincere heart. When God puts you somewhere, He's not going to let you be surrounded by trouble. He's not going to let you fall and not pick you up. When I was elected as the pastor of this great church, some 14 years ago, those who could have, the members that were here then can share this with me, those that could have or would have created a problem for me. Before I was installed, the Lord moved.
That's right. He would do it.
Yeah, he moved. And you know what? No fussing, no fighting, no arguing, and it was with the utmost of respect. But I dare you to mess with my God.
All right, say that.
I dare you to mess. And all He wants us to do is to do one thing. Be obedient. That's all He wants us to do. Huh? Song says, walk in the light. That's all He wants us to do. Huh? And you know, He knew that we couldn't do everything right. That's the reason why He sent His Son Jesus to die for our sins. Because Paul says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. I wonder, I know I don't need to go to no club. I know the club is out of my realm of reality. And
Yes, sir.
that's what the Spirit is saying. Don't go to the club.
All right.
But the old flesh, go ahead on to the club. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But the God that I serve is an able God. Here we looking at a situation, talking about a compassionate mother. Well, I ran into another compassionate mother and further back over there in the book of Genesis,
Yes, sir.
where there was a mother, a young lady,
Oh, yeah.
and eventually she became a mother,
Yeah.
but she did things out of the realm of what God wanted. Can I help y'all with something? God don't need no help doing anything. He don't need no help.
Hold up.
I hear folks, all of this mess that's going on in the world today, this shooting, killing, and all of this stuff, everything. Well, Milner, stop lying and say it was Milner, and just say, wasn't no God there.
No, no. No, no.
Because God is not going to lead you
Say it.
to do anything wrong. And the first thing, and this is one thing that I find out, every time we can find an excuse,
Yes, sir.
we gonna find an excuse.
Yeah.
And church folks gonna ride it. And she, if this is yours, you better hold on to it. Yeah, and don't go and try to get nobody else's. There was a man by the name of Abraham. I need you to hear me.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a man by the name of Abraham.
Yes, sir.
Abraham had a wife by the name of Sarah.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't catch it.
Oh, yeah.
There was a man by the name of Abraham.
Yes, sir.
Abraham had a wife
Yes, he did.
by the name of Sarah.
He did.
And Abraham got to live in this rambunctious in his old age. But Sarah had something to do with it.
So there he is.
But just because my wife tell me, Harris, you can go and do it, I ain't gonna be no fool and do it.
My Lord.
Sarah told Abraham, she said, I done got to be an old woman now.
Well,
I can't do nothing for you.
well.
But I got a young woman, that young woman that worked for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can go on, you can hit old men.
Yeah.
Here he go. Yeah, he went on and done what a man's supposed to do. Yeah, and here comes this little bastard.
Yeah, yeah.
I just cussed. Mother Reed. I think that's what. Let me see that. Let me see this. What did that say, Ro?
Holy Bible.
The Holy Bible says he was a little bastard
Yes, sir. That's he called.
because he was born
Out of will.
out of wedlock. That's what y'all know. I didn't call them folk children no bastard. Look at Sister Leggett. Sister Leggett. Don't. Sister Leggett. Good. Huh? But I just said Abraham had a what? A what?
A wife. They call him wifey.
Abraham had a wife
Yeah.
by the name of Sarah. But Abraham had a concubine by the name of what? Hagar. Hagar was a old young quiver thing. Yeah. Coat collar shape. Long pretty hair. But Abraham had a what? And here she go running up in Sarah's face, laughing. You couldn't do it. went to, if that was his wife, that means that what was Abraham to Sarah? So Sarah went to her and told him, we got a problem. I can't tell y'all from the pulpit what he called her, but I can imagine the word that she called him. Sister Jones, she said, you got to get rid of her because she is coming up in my face, flaunting her pregnancy. And she told him, she said, now, get rid of that. I ain't gonna tell you what, guys. I can imagine what word she used. But look at the husband. That's why you, Mother David, better get some papers. Better get some papers on that boy that you snoring in his face tonight. Yeah. Get some, say he need to get some papers on the table. I guess I'm full of stories today. There was another story says that the woman had been married to her husband. His eyes got big and she got about 12 or 13 children for him. And he gonna leave her with all of them children. Oh, he out there just doing his thing. But the book says, the story goes, say, he died. And they had to go to court. When they went to court, both of them sit there. Say the wife, the one that had the paper, she just is quiet. But say that other, notice what I said, that other, she was the one that was running off at the mouth. They finally say to the judge, say, I noticed you've been very quiet. You ain't been saying too much. She say, no, sir. She say, because she say she was his woman. But judge, I got a piece of paper that says that he and I were married, which means that I'm still his wife. Better get some paper. They get ready to close this thing. The Bible says that these two women, I could tell you what they were, but I want you to read and find out, but I don't want you to think I'm lying to you. So they were in this particular house. The Bible says that they were in there by themselves. And I looked and I studied the situation. The first one said that she's indifferent. Evidently, it was by a midwife. Mary Reader was up during that time. And that was having the birth was by a midwife. The Bible said 3 days later, the other one, she could see. And she had a baby. Everybody, y'all, can't be a mother. But a lot of folks are mamas. Something strange about a mother. I'm going to say it again. Something is strange about a mother. Can I tell you about a mother? A mother would take her lambs and give it to her child. Can I get a witness? A mother will stay awake all night long at that child's bedside if the child is sick. Can I get a witness? A mother will go beyond the realm of reality to take care of that child. That child will be the biggest thug, the biggest killer, the biggest dope addict, or the biggest dope pusher. But that mother, or y'all that want to come back to me, will take care of a child. Can I get a witness? I read what happened to Solomon. The two women was in the house together, and when they gave birth, the Bible said there was no witnesses. Are you going to help me? I stopped by today to tell you that the woman laid down at night, and when she went to sleep, I don't know if she was drunk or hung up on drugs, but the Bible says she slept on her child, caused the child to die. But in the middle of the night, she got up and went over to her friend girl and took her friend girl's baby and gave the friend girl the dead baby. Can I get a witness? Thank God. Thank God. Thank God for a king like Solomon. They went to Solomon and said, "Oh king, oh king, oh king, we got a problem here. This woman is taking my child that I gave birth to, and she says that it belongs to her, but her baby is the one that died, and she don't want to claim it." Can I get a witness? But I heard what wisdom said. I heard wisdom and understanding, and above all, get understanding, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is the best thing in the world. Said I heard, are you going to help me? I'll cut it off if you don't want to help me. I said I heard the writer said they were arguing in front of the king, and the king said, I tell you what, go get that live baby. Bring the live baby, and also bring me a sword. Can I get a witness? I'm leading up to a real mother. He said, I will. I'm going to take and I'm going to split the baby in half. But I heard, the real mother, King Solomon, oh King, don't kill that baby. Take that live baby and give it to that woman and let that baby, let the baby live. Can I get a witness? I heard what the writer said. Solomon said, take that baby and give that baby to the mother. So this woman was a compassionate mother. She didn't want to see that baby die. Can I get a witness? I heard that one Friday morning on Calvary's cross, he was hanging high. He was stretched wide, pierced in his side. There was a woman that was standing at the foot of the cross. The Bible said, Jesus said to his disciples, go and get your mother. Mother, get your son. Bible says, dropped his head and the locks of his shoulder and gave up the ghost, went in the ground, stayed there. Help me say Friday, help me say Saturday, help me say Friday night, but I dare you to say early. Help me say early. Sunday morning, help me pray early. Sunday morning. Mary's son got up with all power in his hand. I can hear Mary say, I ain't gonna sing it, Frank, but there's a song that says, that's my son. That's my son hanging on the cross.